So what was most important effect on this spiritual journey was that people are still following Buddha, and I had a privilege to meet the people, those who are small vendors who are doing their businesses around. When I asked them that, where do you think that Buddha is today? And they said that he's still alive in us, which was actually one of the most concrete response I have ever had in my life. I think this is about the time that we reveal what we do. You may have seen us leading various trips in the various parts of the Himalayas, including Central Asia and Europe as well. My name is Buddhi Singh, and I am the founder of Motorcycle Expeditions, which takes the guided motorcycle expeditions across the Himalayas. We have started it from Lumbini in Nepal, and then we crossed into India, went to Bodh Gaya and Kushinagar, Saranath, and then rode a bit of central part of India, came up all the way up to Dharamsala, where we had an opportunity to meet Dalai Lama and got his blessings from there. And then right now we are actually in the footsteps of the Himalayas. And so we will be heading up to Spiti Valley. But right now we are in Kinnaur and in a small village called Kalpa. So this starts from here. We are going to visit the part of the Himalayas where Buddhism is still practiced and is the way of living. It's amazing to see that how this whole philosophy of Siddhartha Buddha has traveled from the plain of Nepal and went just all over the Himalayan countries. It's going to be phenomenal. Some of these monasteries are 1,000-year-old monasteries, and we would be more than happy to show you that. So welcome to the next episode of On the Footstep of Buddha, and we will be showing you where the Buddhist scholars went and what they did and what they have created once they walked out of the Nalanda universities and walked all over the Himalayas, and how amazing it is that they have left something behind and people are still carrying on with that ancient philosophy, and which have taken the shape of a religion today. So welcome to the Himalayas. So now this is called mandala. This thing.
What you promise.
I only promise myself what I can afford.
Or
So
this is
So this is mandala, okay? And when you see the chortans like this, for example, underneath it there's always the paintings. This must be old, and again with the rain, climate, and everything, it's going to be destroyed, right?
What identified as mandala?
Mandala is the universe, cosmos.
Yeah, but what identified this one? How can I know that this is a mandala?
Okay. There's this very old saying, I think it was one of the quotes from Buddha, that to find the right path, I think you need to get lost first and gather your informations and the facts and put it straight, so that we, traveler like us, those who are actually on the path of enlightenment, we can actually have a more information. And that's one of the reasons that we actually meet people. We meet locals, we are meeting the scholars, and we are meeting the monks, those who are practicing it, those who are breathing it. Some of them, they happen to be the geshe, the head of the monasteries, rinpoches. They are the reincarnations of some of these high monks.
late 16th century, early 17th century, 1663, it is said, some say 1665. For 3 years, Tibetans and Mongols invaded Ladakh. Alright, there is a famous treaty of Tingmosgang. Tingmosgang is the name of a palace and a castle there, on which name that treaty was signed between Tibet and Ladakhi king. Alright, we had to take the help of the Mughal.
So we are not just talking about Buddhism here. We will be also plunging deep into the Buddhist literatures and gathering informations and meeting scholars, those who are actually studying Buddhism. And so once we try to give you these accurate informations, I think we will have more people coming and telling us or talking to you about what it is to practice Buddhism and how deep it is and how philosophical it is and how religious it is. And it would be fun to reveal more of its secrets, more of its richness, its presence, everything about it. So we will keep traveling, we will keep exploring, and also trying to understand the monastic lifestyle and the hierarchy of the monastic life. So we'll keep doing our research, and we have actually plenty of monasteries to visit and plenty of people to actually have an encounter with. So we will keep bringing to you some more insights on Buddhism. And so the journey on the footstep of Buddha, it consists all sort of informations which actually is related to Siddhartha Buddha, is related to Buddhism, is after all most important related to the spirituality and the humanity today. Why we are on a motorcycle and how it all relates. What we are doing is just trying to gather some facts that makes a bit of more sense that, people today, whether they need religion or they need spirituality. If you ask me these questions, I think we need more spirituality than the religion. And now vice versa, I don't know which comes from where first. But spirituality makes more sense, I think, regardless of what's happening on the name of the religion today in the world. Hey, we are in Kalpa right now, and we're just gonna walk down to the temple, which is known for its magnificent hand-carving built temples. There's a one in the corner here, and you definitely wanna see it. You would be surprised that how this masterpiece is built. And it's just beautiful because in the backdrop there are snow-capped mountains, and here resides the local deity of the temple facing the majestic Himalayas. And I just wanted to show you that how beautifully this temple has been carved, and how the locals would just come here every morning and evening to perform the prayer. So here you are. Just look at the roof. It just looks like some of this Chinese pagoda, but the village here where locals actually practice true religion. The temples, you would see that they have actually all the representations of the different god and goddesses of the Hinduism, and then at the same time they have got a Buddhist prayer flags fluttering all around. Since the Buddhism is actually part of the Hinduism, even if the further up in the north, when we go to these Buddhist villages, inside the monasteries, when you see the paintings, the fresco murals and tissues, they are actually embroidered with the different scriptures and stuff. You will also see the symbol which represents the Hinduism as well, like the lotus flower or that god with the elephant's head, etc., etc. So there are very few villages or the communities in India where people are actually practicing two religions at the same time. So you are in Kinnaur Valley right now. So in the valley of Kinnaur, people actually practice two religions. Upper Kinnaur, which is very close to Tibet, lower, which is very close to the Hinduism. But this minority actually has adopted both of the religions. And very importantly here, in this valley especially, families, what now, but they used to practice loads, the system of polygamy as well. This system actually comes from Tibet.
No,
In Tibet, they would do the same thing as well. But in Tibet, they did it for different reasons. We just met a gentleman here to whom I wanted to address this fact that, you know, in the ancient time in Kinnaur Valley, the system of polyandry was actually very, very active, and it was performed, I think, all over the valley. I know that the young generations won't even talk about it because they kind of feel like it's a very old school thing and it's a very traditional stereotype, taboo. But the matter of the fact is that in the valley of Kinnaur, they were actually practicing the polyandry system, which means that a woman would be married to 3 to 4 brothers, depending on how many brothers are in the family. So there's a solid reason behind it, why it was performed here. So usually the ladies would be the boss in the houses. So obviously, you know, because since she is the one who is conceiving the child from all the brothers in the family, so that's how they would keep the heritage of the family in the family. And it's no more practiced now because it's a very old cultural stereotype. So this is that very village where people also practice multiple religions. People here are also Hindu, but they are also practicing Buddhism. If you look around here, there are all the Buddhist Tibetan flags, prayer flags are fluttering, because that's the monastery here, the small monastery of the village. We have just come out of the temple, so we're going to be going here in the morning and have a little bit of a look around here. So this is the first monastery which we will be visiting ever since we have hit the lower part of the Himalayas. The clouds hovering all over the mountains. Sunset was just majestic. It was beautiful. And so there you see the Kinnaur Kailash, the sacred mountain. And I think in the morning especially, it's going to be really beautiful when the first sun rays hits on the top of this mountain. So here we are in Kalpa. And if you're actually riding by Kinnaur Valley, you want to make sure that you spend at least a night here and have this stroll down to the village